It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
And then, boom, boom.
That's excellent, man.
Come on, we're going to do it. They get going. We're going. We're going. We're going. We're going.
Let's get it. On a 4-question Friday here, Purple Daily. Daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. Phil Mackey, Judd Zulgad. We got Declan Goff, our executive producer, and all of these shenanigans are presented by our friends at TCL. No matter what you watch, TCL has award-winning TVs for any budget, any space, all with stunning picture quality. And they make more than just TVs. They offer mobile products, audio devices, home appliances. TCL, bringing you joy and simplicity through innovative technology. Learn more at TCL.com. All right, full disclosure, Declan and I both tied one on last night in our respective evenings. Declan at a Cole Swindell concert at Target Field, and me just kind of bumming around my neighborhood at bars with friends who are in town. So, Judd, you're carrying this show today, like usual, but more than
since
usual.
When am I the responsible one?
Yeah, since when is Judd not the hungover one on this show?
Yeah, exactly right.
That's true. Yeah, usually.
I think I came home from the very disappointing Twins game, which I departed in the 8th because it was 9-2, and I think I had 3 beers and that was it. Went to bed.
Just 3 quick casual beers.
Yep. And so right now, I'm the responsible one.
I feel like I'm kind of at the point now when I say tie one on, I had like 2 margaritas and 2 red wines, and I was like, I woke up feeling as if I had 15 drinks like 10 years ago.
That's pretty good. I feel like a margarita can be a wild card.
Oh, I had a sangria too, so that was.
Yep. You did pretty good for yourself.
I just remembered the sangria. Yeah.
Don't you love it when you don't remember the exact?
Oh, yeah. And then the 3 shots a Yang.
Exactly right. And then I was doing shots till 2 a.m. That's why my head hurt so much.
A pint of Goldschlager. Yeah, that probably wasn't a good idea.
Are wild cards, though, because it depends. Those things can be incredibly strong.
It's the sugar, and then it's the tequila.
I don't enjoy them, but Dawn does, and there have been times where I'm like, you just had 1 drink. How are you so blitzed?
Yeah.
And then she's like, just give me another smoke and shut up. And I say, okay.
That sounds good. All right, we'll talk tomorrow morning. Good deal.
Let's go, baby. Good, baby. All right, let's go get it.
All right, question number 1 here on this 4-question Friday here. We're throwing it to Judd. You got any Mr. Mankato updates for us? Any young players, 3rd-round draft picks, or later undrafted guys? I know you gave one about Josh Sokol yesterday that he's basically been kind of relegated.
He's insurance.
That was not good. You know what? I haven't seen. So here's the weird thing about this competition in 2022 that I think it'll change again next year. But what makes this competition interesting is, one, there aren't a lot of battles. Like, for a team with a GM and coaching change, there is incredible stability in starting spots.
Mm-hmm.
2 is because both on the defensive and offensive side of the football, it's new schemes and systems that they are trying to get as much of a look and I think reps for the players that are going to start as possible, and then the backups, because ordinarily, right, it's like a 3rd-round pick or a 4th-round pick will emerge because of opportunity. And so this has made it a little bit difficult. I would say the linebacker Asamoah,
Brian Asamoah.
Yeah. He has he's getting a shot. They like him a lot, so I think he's a guy that definitely factors in. Akayleb Evans is the 2nd team outside left cornerback. Now Booth, who is a 2nd-round pick, factors in far more right now. Evans, though, I like him, and I think they do as well. But as far as the overall general, this guy's flashing and he's getting an opportunity because this guy's not playing, that's not taking place as much. So if we were going to pick a year where we didn't go hard on the Mr. Mankato end of things, this is a good one because I don't think the opportunities are going to be there as much. And keep in mind, too, with practices now scaled back, and they have, under the CBA rules, the opportunity to have 16 padded practices. O'Connell is doing 11 of those. So
Slacker. Wow.
Well, you know,
First year on
nobody,
the job, he's already slacking.
and it's already. But I mean, you're going to hear, you know, oh, Rocco Baldelli called him, right? But it's just the changes. So there's not going to be as many opportunities. I'm not saying now. I do think that this will clear itself up a little bit in the preseason games, because I do not expect the starters to play a ton there, if at all. But until we see preseason games, I think practices are really going to be focused on trying to get the guys who are going to play into the system as much as possible.
Yeah. I want to do just an exercise here, just to put a bow on this Mr. Mankato conversation. So a couple weeks ago before camp, you ranked 10 young players eligible for Mr. Mankato status,
Right.
that we should keep an eye on at camp. I just want to fly through these 10 names, and you give us I want you to tell us, based on what your perception of them was before camp, and based on whatever you've seen, and it might be very limited,
Sure.
do you have a higher or lower opinion of these players, or has it not changed in what you've seen in the last couple weeks? Okay?
Yep. All right.
We'll start with Josh Sokol, the center.
Lower.
All right, my guy, Thomas Hennigan from Appalachian State, wide receiver.
Only thing I've seen him do is return or is catch punts off a jugs machine. I guess it would be, if I have to pick, it's lower. But the reality is, I don't think he has. I think he is a practice squad guy for sure, and he is the exact type of guy who's probably not going to get a great chance. The one thing to keep in mind is, so far in trying to chart the offensive lines, the third team guys are barely playing. So like all of those guys who would be third team guys, we're barely seeing. So
makes sense.
Just in fairness, I guess if I had to pick one, I would say lower because of a lack of opportunity.
Zack Mccloud, linebacker, edge rusher guy.
I think slightly higher. Because the defense has incorporated guys more, because there are schemes there. But I think that it's easier to be quicker on defense when a scheme is installed.
Mm-hmm.
Offense, there's a lot more thinking. So I would say probably slightly higher.
Running back, Ty Chandler.
Higher. Kene Nwangu is hurt. Now, there have been guys behind Chandler who are getting chances too, but I would say higher because the opportunity is there more, because until Wangwu comes back, Chandler's probably going to take a bunch of the snaps that they, at the best for Chandler, would have split.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Patrick Jones. He was a 2020.
Higher. He's making the team, and I think he's going to play. Higher.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this kid can play. He's good.
You've already mentioned Akayleb Evans and Brian Asamoah. You would say higher for both those guys, right?
Yep.
Okay, Emir Smith-Marset.
Okay, he's higher. He is being. It feels like he's being given every opportunity to be the fourth guy, and he's also been a regular in special teams work on punt returns. I think his path is, if he returns punts, he's going to get a really good, or he's going to make the team. And I'm not saying he's going to play a ton at receiver, but he's going to play. So it's trending in his case because of opportunity, I think higher. And he is going to also, I think, be a guy that you see a lot of in the exhibition games.
Seems like the type of guy, too, that if he gets in as a number 3, number 4 wide receiver in some of these, let's say he gets, even 15 snaps in a regular season game, that he could benefit from some extra attention being on Justin Jefferson over here, Adam Thielen, and all of a sudden he's got one-on-one coverage or something on the outside. I could see him being kind of a sneaky 400-yard receiver guy as the number 4 receiver on the depth chart. Yeah,
and to that point, Thielen and Osborne don't have great speed. Now, we could debate straight line speed and the importance of that in football, but the reality is Emir Smith-Marset is fast, and so I think that he would be, in their mind, a pretty ideal fourth guy, because it goes Jefferson, who's great, Thielen, who's incredibly solid but not that quick, Osborne, who is solid and can certainly make plays down the field but is not considered a speedster, and then Smith Marset, who is.
Yeah.
It sort of works out.
All right, Jalen Naylor, wide receiver.
Haven't seen as much of him as I thought I would. I would say lower, but I would not say that is a death knell in his ability to make the roster. I've seen him make a couple of catches. I can't decide yet if he's going to be a guy that they think that they're going to have to keep on the roster, which is what I sort of thought when training camp started, or that they think that they can do it in final cuts and sneak him through to the practice squad. But I would say, again, based on opportunity, slightly lower.
And then I think I know your answer here, but Kellen Mond, higher or lower?
It's lower. It's lower for sure. You can't take this much time to process plays. I mean, that to me, he looks more the part. His arm looks okay. But we talked about this on Thursday. When you're taking this long to process things, and I know it's a new scheme, but there's going to come a point in time here where a decision has to be made. And I really do think that if this continues down this track, you have to at least consider your options behind Kirk, because in my opinion, Mannion is a no-go. Like, he might make the roster as Kirk's guy, but he cannot play games. And if he has to start, you're sunk. And I don't even know right now, in seeing Mond play and process, that he would be capable of being, if you asked him to start a regular season game, I think right now you would be setting him up for certain failure. That's a problem.
Would they trade for a backup quarterback?
Could you find one that knows the system? I mean,
that's the thing.
It's being used. It's not like it's this revolutionary. I mean, there's tweaks, but I think if you could find the right one who has been in a system similar, the answer is yes.
Yeah, it's so hard. There's not that many guys out there, and then you don't want to give up a ton of draft capital for a guy that probably doesn't play.
But like, is there a Nick Foles type? Is there somebody? I just want a person that if he has to start, you feel like you've got a chance. Right now, if Cousins got hurt in training camp and they went into the opener against the Packers with these two, they'd be sunk.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't they have made that? And now, just to push back on my own question, if they were going to make a trade for someone that was just more reliable and better than Sean Mannion and young Kellen Mond, wouldn't they have done that before camp to get a guy in the door and just said goodbye to Mannion or something? No,
because I think one is don't. And this sounds crazy. Don't dismiss the fact that Kirk loves Sean. Like, they're guys. And I see Sean as a de facto third now, I think, QB coach. Because you got the QB coach, he's got an assistant, third guy.
And Kevin O'Connell is like the real quarterback coach. Yeah.
Exactly. And Mond, in my opinion, with Mond, they are going to give him every opportunity to fail. Mm-hmm. So if this was a veteran staff that knew Mond well, I think the answer to your question might be yes. But I do think that training camp is being used to give Mond especially a full opportunity. But if you give him that and you're like, he can't do it, I don't see how in good conscience you start the season with those two guys behind Kirk.
Yeah. Okay, is your opinion higher or lower of Livia since you were introduced to Livia?
Much higher. Because when I joined Livia, I didn't know exactly what to expect. We've all been on, weight loss plans before, diet plans, right? And I didn't know exactly what to expect, but I've learned since I joined, I think it was last September, that it's called a weight control center for a reason. It's not a diet plan. It's not a quick fix. It's not you're going to lose the weight and here you go. It's a plan that basically allows you from the start to now to drop the weight, which is great, down 40 pounds, but then most importantly, to continue to maintain that weight loss. That's the most important thing, and I want you to join me now on the Simple Start plan. Only $59, one-on-one personalized guided support online or in person, whichever is most convenient for you. 855-GO-LIVIA, livia.com, livea.com is the way to go, not only to drop the weight, but then to maintain that weight loss.
Damn right. Also, old Macadac here found a fun, easy way to play daily fantasy. It's called Prize Picks. So here's what you do. You pick between 2 and 5 players and over-under on their projections, and you can win up to 10 times on any entry. The best part is, if you're like me and you like to maybe dabble in some golf here, I think the Wyndham Championship or whatever is this weekend, and there's some baseball games going on. So Prize Picks offers every major sport, including MMA and PGA and college sports, and you can run mixed sport entries. You can take an over on Cousins over here and maybe an over on, I don't know, Buxton or something sometime in September. So use the promo code NORTH, and Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. PrizePicks.com and the Prize Picks app. Promo code NORTH. Let's get it. Question number 2 here, gentlemen, on this 4-question Friday. So I saw this on the Packers Wire section of USA Today's website and all over social media. Packer fans are apoplectic about the Vikings Anthony Barr tribute video that they put out on social media. Mm-hmm. So I think there's 2 questions here we'll throw out. So the video, it's just thank you, Anthony Barr, for everything you've done on the field and off the field, and it's like a 1.5-minute tribute video. 12 seconds into the tribute video, Anthony Barr lighting up Aaron Rodgers, breaking his collarbone at US Bank Stadium a few years ago. And what I will say is a clean hit. It was a bang-bang hit. Aaron Rodgers had all day rolling to his right. He saw Anthony Barr coming at him. He could have thrown the football away. He gambled with his life and his collarbone, and Anthony Barr drove him into the turf. Okay. It was a legal clean hit. So my questions are, how do you feel about the fact that Packer fans are still chapped over that hit? And then how do you feel about Anthony Barr getting a tribute video on social media, Judd? I know you're anti-tribute video guy.
I've given up there.
There's social media tribute video, but then there's the in-arena scoreboard tribute videos.
And those drive me nuts.
We'll still
you know
get
what?
one.
The Twitter ones, the social ones don't drive me nuts. It's this guy played 6 games for the Wild. And I mean, let's, calling a spade, the Wild are the biggest abusers of anybody. We traded this guy because he was a bleep, but here's a tribute to him. So anyway,
very passive aggressive. He's a locker room cancer, but hey, welcome back.
Look at all the good he did. And in fact, some players have told them, "Don't do it. I don't want your tribute to me," and they still did it. So I don't have a problem with the Vikings doing one on Twitter and their social platforms. As far as the Packers thing goes, it's a marvelous troll. It's a marvelous troll. Really just understand, if the Packers did the same thing to the Vikings, I would say the exact same thing, which is, that's funny. So you can't now say, Green Bay fans, take that. If they do the same thing to you, you've got to say, yeah, you know what? Pretty good. So
I think Kirk Cousins has enough awareness to get rid of that ball, okay? I think Kirk Cousins is probably not going to be running for his life that long with a linebacker pressing down because he knows when to get rid of the football.
Kirk would have thrown that ball wherever it had to go to not take that hit. But yes, I think it's funny. It's a great troll. But if the Packers did the same thing to the Vikings, I would think that's a great troll too.
Oh.
Dude, the Packers are the reason the entire quarterback rule got put in place. Like that entire quarterback hit rule is because of that Anthony Barr hit. So where do we really draw the line? Are you really blaming Anthony Barr for injuring Aaron Rodgers? Because now your quarterback just installed this ridiculous QB hit rule that everyone now gets flagged upon. So the Packers' tears over this to me is incredibly frustrating. Because it's like, dudes, that play alone is now why quarterbacks just can't get hit in general. Like, quit crying over that. And now there's a damn rule over it, too.
Wasn't it the next year, too, that Clay Matthews got flagged about 4 times for just perfectly flawless quarterback hits?
On Cousins.
Yep.
On Cousins.
Oh, really?
And those calls were awful.
Oh, you landed with your full body weight, which is, imagine trying to decipher that among the million things you're trying to officiate. Did he land with half of his body weight or all of his body weight on a quarterback?
That was one of the that's one of the stupidest rules ever put in.
It really is. Amazing. So yeah, I think I'm okay with the tribute video. Anthony Barr probably didn't quite live up to what we thought he would be after his first year. Had a great second year. It would have been interesting to see him in a different role, and we've always kind of pounded the table on that, right? What would he look like in a 3-4 defense? What would he look like
in this scheme? Doing
more edge rushing. Yeah, in this exact
scheme right now.
And
I'd be curious.
I think it was just determined because there's probably a lot of people thinking, well, why wouldn't you bring him back and figure out what he looks like in this scheme? And I think from both sides, it was just time to move on and try something different.
I think he might be cooked too. I think he's got degenerative problems now.
He's had a lot of injury issues.
Yeah, I think it might be done.
And as far as Packer fans, shut it. You're wrong. It was a clean hit. Tell your quarterback to get rid of the ball or go on some other, I don't know.
But if the Packers
48-hour cleanse or something
trolled you can't, as a
bring it
Viking
on.
fan, say, right, it's fun.
But Packer fans do all the time, and they're right. They say, why don't you go look at your trophy case?
Yeah.
Okay. That's true. It is very true. It doesn't mean that. Okay, it's like the ultimate way to end an argument. I get that, but Packer fans will bring it up even just like if you talk to people from Wisconsin and you get into some completely non-football discussion or debate, and they're like, "Well, your football team doesn't have any championships." It's like, okay, I get that. That's the only thing you have to do.
Yeah,
you have no life.
Thanks, Fen from Alaska. I appreciate your comment on the matter.
Great drinkers, though. Oh my God, are they great drinkers?
Yeah.
All right, question number 3 here. DraftKings put up NFL power rankings. I think this was yesterday on social media.
That's interesting.
They didn't have the Vikings in their top 20. So the Rams were number 1. The Bills were number 2. Chiefs number 3. Buccaneers 4. Packers 5. Even without Devontae Adams. Bengals, Cowboys, Chargers, Titans, Colts round out the top 10. And then it goes Cardinals, 49ers, Raiders, Broncos, Ravens, 11 through 15. Steelers, Eagles, Patriots, Dolphins, Saints. So my question is this a slight to the Vikings? Are they one of the 20 best teams in the NFL a week and a half into training camp? And where would you put them? Who would you bump out of this?
So I'm sort of mixed on this because it feels too low. Like, I feel like the Vikings should be 15, 16. So like not, oh my God, they should be top 10. But that being said, the DraftKings folks aren't dumb, and they're very much in that crowd of Vegas odds makers who set the lines and things, right? And those people are ordinarily pretty damn smart. So like, I'm hesitant to dismiss them as being like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just dumb fans. They're not dumb fans. But I would probably put the Vikings. Who is at the end of the list, Phil?
The
like
Saints.
Last 4.
The Dolphins, the Patriots, the Eagles. The Eagles have a good roster.
I'd probably replace the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are going to be a dumpster fire, potentially. I mean, I'm not sold on Tua. Yeah. I'm not sold on their entire culture.
Can you imagine the conversations that are happening? Like the new coach they just hired, Tua. And your idiot owner is out here, and I give him some credit for trying to get Tom Brady and Sean Payton, but the way that he did it so sloppily so that they could
Stephen Ross
could chase down the trail.
But it's Mike McDaniel, right? Is their coach?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I guess I have a question on him. Is he really head coaching material? Like, there are coordinators who are really good.
Yeah, he seems like wacky coordinator, fun press conference guy. He doesn't strike me as a leader of a locker room.
Correct.
I don't know.
Like O'Connell to me, probably meets that threshold. Like, not by spades, but I think he meets that. I think he's got the personality, and he's not a quirky dude. And he definitely has a style that I think could translate, especially now, into being a head coach in this league. McDaniel strikes me as being on the outside and being a coordinator type. So, yeah, I think it's slightly disrespectful. I find it interesting, though, that a pretty credible place ranked them outside the top 20.
I think the Steelers at 16 is far too high. Like, I have no idea who they're going to start. They're debating either Mitch Trubisky or Kenny Pickett right now. And that doesn't seem too well for me. And they basically they backed their way into the playoffs because the Colts basically blew the last game. Like, them at 16? Like, I have no idea why they're that high. I also think the AFC West being so stacked, you have all 4 of those teams in the top 14 of this list, which is absurd. But the Vikings are for sure between the 16 to 20 rank. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if people are looking at the Steelers and DraftKings and saying anybody but Ben Roethlisberger is an upgrade at that position, and therefore the Steelers are going to be better, which probably tough to watching that guy at the end of his career. Yeah, the Vikings are better than the Saints. I think they're better than the Dolphins. They're probably right in there kind of with the Patriots and the Eagles and the Ravens, a healthier Ravens team. I don't think they're a top 10 team until they show that, Kevin O'Connell has installed the new offense and everything's clicking. But to say that they're not within 5 slots of a fringe playoff team in a power ranking seems odd. And even in some of these roster rankings we've seen, they're not outside the top 20 in like the Mike Clay ESPN roster rankings. And most sports books, I think, have their over-under around 9 or 9.5. I don't think I've seen any like 8s out there recently for the Vikings. So maybe we're just being homers. I don't know.
We usually are.
Yeah, usually the homer show to go here, Purple Daily. And then the would you rather random question of the week for you guys is, would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night? And by go out, meaning like go out, enjoy, have fun, etc.
This is incredibly easy for me. I if it was up to me, I would sleep till noon every single day. I love to go out. I look at the state I'm in right now. Do you think I want to be awake and up right now? Like, so no. I would love to be inside all day. This is no problem. I want to be able to go out. I know I love golfing and I love going on walks and stuff, but I can sacrifice that. I can figure out a way around that. I would much rather be able to go out at night. Very easy for me.
So, young Judd agrees with Dex 1,000%. Old Judd 52. I'll stay home at night. I'll stay home at night now.
I'm with Judd on this now, and I'm only 37. I still have. I can go out and tie one on once in a while, but
you're sort of an old. You're plus you're an old soul.
Old soul.
I love getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, soaking in the sunshine in the air, and head hitting the pillow around 9 o'clock at night. Love it. Yeah, sometimes during the summer months, I don't even need to see the darkness. I'm awake with the sun, and then I'm hitting the pillow before it gets dark.
You've gone too far.
Yeah. And that's how I dominate the day, starting at 5 o'clock in the morning. All right.
Okay, Mark Wahlberg.
That's right.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I do everything Mark Wahlberg does, except the workout routine. The high level of acting success, the multi-million-dollar career. But other than that, Mark Wahlberg and I are very similar.
The only
people.
The only time I can get up for 5 a.m. is if like I know I'm flying somewhere and the excitement of going somewhere. Like that's fine. Like I'll honestly like kind of be have a pep in my step a little bit, but that's it.
Let me tell you something about that. So I used to be. So let's go back 15, 20 years ago, old Macadac. Okay, when Judd and I first became friends back in like 2007, 2008. When you first met me, I was in my early 20s, and I used to be a poker player. This is before online poker and I've got my little party poker 3/4 shirt on here today. So what I used to do, and I used to play online poker like in college and in the first couple years out of college, and co-founded what's now the Mid-States Poker Tour. And so poker was a huge part of my life. And if you were going to be good at poker, you were doing it with the night owls. If you went to Canterbury or something, you weren't always going during the day because like people aren't there during the day as much. At night, people go there after work or they stay late. So if you want to take advantage of bad poker players, either brick and mortar casino or online, you play between like 9 p.m. and like 3 a.m. And before they shut online poker down, you get drunk people logging online. You could just stack them for $50, $100 at a time, whatever it was, $200, and you could take their money. So 15 years ago, if you would have asked me going to bed at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up at like 10 or 11 at the earliest,
that's great. That's the life.
Hey, could you ever envision yourself even getting up at like 8 o'clock in the morning? I would have said, zero chance.
Yep.
And I have come full circle, I guess 180 degrees would be the better way to put it.
Yep.
And I love getting up early. I'd love to hear from people in the YouTube comment section. Are you more like Declan where sleep till 11 or noon if there's no alarm? Or do you like to get up with the crows at 5 o'clock?
Oh, God.
It's age too, though, because I think because your brain chemistry changes. Like I used to sleep
getting much wiser
until 10. No, it's like it's being old, and you get more. Your body starts to basically screw you because I used to, sleep till 10, 11 at times, no problem at all. Now I don't think I can sleep past, unless I go to bed super late, which I don't think I can sleep past like 8:30, 9. 9 is now late to me.
Yeah.
Like if I could sleep till 9, and
I've already run a marathon by 9 in my mind.
God. And the other problem too is like in the last couple years or so, I don't sleep as well anymore now. Like I wake up easy now. It used to take an act
Well, you're not
of God
supposed to
wake me
drink
up.
3 IPAs right before bed.
Yeah, that won't do it.
You're going to get better
I
sleep
don't
if you don't do that.
I don't every single night, and I still don't sleep as well. No, this is nothing to do with alcohol. This is everything to do with the aging process, which anyone out there can tell you sucks.
We had shameless plug. We had Craig Kilborn on the Flagrant Howls Timberwolves podcast yesterday.
Nice.
And I can't remember if we talked about this on the show or off mic. It all kind of blended together, but we were talking about how, old Craigers likes to tip back a cocktail in L.A. every now and then, or every day maybe. And so, old Macadac will get into one too. But then we both realized as we started talking about this, we're more like drink between 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock, early dinner, and then get to bed and watch, like Shark Tank reruns by 8:45 or 9. Feels so great. Instead of stumbling into bed at 1 o'clock in the morning and just feeling like garbage the whole next day.
It just gets worse.
Your hangovers, too, are just going to be, instead of being hungover at 4 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, your hangover lasts until 9 or 10 when you get up early and you're feeling good the rest of the day.
I will say, if there's a day drinking involved, like early morning day drinking situation, which I really don't do anymore, but if that happens, it is a 99% chance there is a nap between 3 to 5 p.m. Like 99. I got to mix a nap in if I start drinking that early.
And then that could go one of two directions. You could wake up feeling refreshed and ready for the rest of the night, or you could just be down for the count for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At my age, you're gone.
Well, yeah.
But I will say this. Day drinking is a gift. It's one of the greatest gifts that there is. It's because it's ordinarily a surprise. It just starts. I love day drinking.
Oh, here we are. Oh, we're day drinking.
We're going to have a drink. Hey, do you want to go out for lunch? Sure.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to get a beer?
Oh, get a beer too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to get a beer? Oh, I'll get a beer. Next thing you know,
passed out.
Give me another beer. Think about it. Think about the pleasant surprise that is day drinking.
It's great. All right. There's your breakdown of Mr. Mankato candidates and drinking and sleep habits here on Purple Daily. Daily Vikings entertainment and life advice. We'll see you guys tomorrow.